We go forward. Nothing makes you feel more like a Jedi than that. If you're a fan of the Clone Wars series or Star Wars Rebels or even the Ahsoka series that's going to be coming out very soon, I think you're going to love what I got right here. We're going to be checking out the AHSOKA SE Saber from NSabers. Hey everybody, thank you for checking out today's video. Right off the bat, I just want to say for anybody who is new here, thank you for checking out today's video. I really appreciate it. And if you're not yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you did like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And let me know what you thought of the Saber in the comments. So this one is styled off of Ahsoka. Now, it's not her particular hilts or the blade itself, because we all know what Ahsoka's sabers look like. I mean, they're pretty sweet. Now, this one is not that, but it's very much basically made to represent or picture of Ahsoka. I just want to show you guys real quick, and I don't know how easy it is to tell, but one prop I do want to give to NSabers on this one is that it's very well put into this box. I've opened a lot of saber boxes, and a lot of times basically the foam that's in there, it's just not shaped good, and it's just things are kind of honestly rolling around in there. But this one, the foam was basically cut out perfect. Looks like it was built for the saber. I know that's just a little thing, but for NSabers, I just want to give a good thumbs up on that one. Ooh. Oh wow. Oh, check that out. Look at this. Like, I'm already like in awe of it. I'm not even showing you guys. That is cool. So actually, kind of like this part right here, this golden ring at the top, that's kind of more on her, basically her Rebels saber. This is kind of cool too. It's. Let me see if I can pull this off right here. There's a little bit more of a depth there to the speaker. And I personally think that speakers that are a little bit more into the saber have just, I guess, a little bit, I don't know what you want to call it, a little bit more of a base. Got that very shiny kind of like titanium look. Like, I know this is technically like aluminum, but it definitely looks, you know, like steel and whatnot. Not too heavy, a little bit more on the lighter side. If you've seen my videos before, I have mentioned before that, I mean, we all like our really cool, fancy, you know, sabers, you know, with all those cool accessories on it, but a nice, just kind of smooth saber, just kind of all the way through. These are really fun to play around with. All right, before we get too wrapped up in the saber itself, let me just go through the rest of the box. So we have our USB and our extra tools. We do have a saber plug, which is always nice. And then we have our manual, which this is actually a pretty nice manual right here. And then we got the blade here, which this one looks about standard, maybe a little bit shorter than some of the blades I've seen before. But again, Ahsoka does have, you know, like one long blade and one short blade. So, I mean, this could be mimicking it. And then we have a really cool display stand, so this is nice. And we even have a little plaque here for NSabers. It's obviously called the AHSOKA SE Lightsaber, so it draws off a lot of the elements of her, for example, like her tiger stripes and her tribal markings and whatnot. It definitely introduces those elements into this lightsaber hilt, and it is really, like, I love. It's just a perfect flipping blade. Let me know in the comments though, like, what do you guys think? Do you think this looks like Ahsoka inspired? And also, does it look pretty close to the Ahsoka Rebel sabers? And this is a Xenopixel blade, so because of that, you do get a lot more advanced sound effects and light effects and stuff like that. All right, so now we got the blade on here, and I just want to show real quick. So here was the display case that came with it, and this is, so I'll just put it on right here so it just sits on like that. And of course, with the blade, it's going to be a little too heavy, but that's what it looks like on top of the display, which is pretty nice. All right, now we got the power on. I was not expecting that. I must not have had the blade all the way in, so that's why the hilt turned on, but not the blade itself. So I think I got it on there correctly now, so let's go ahead and try it again. There we go. Much better. And I do have it set on Ahsoka right now, so this is obviously her color of blade, that white blade. And here's the sound effects a little bit. I do have the volume a little low, just because it's a little easier for me to talk that way. I wonder if you know, I wonder if Ahsoka would have started like her own Jedi Academy. You know, technically we know she's not a Jedi. Like, I wonder if she would have made hilts kind of like this for like her Padawans and whatnot, just because, I mean, you know, her troopers, she had troopers that were kind of styled after her, so why wouldn't the Jedi? It's got pretty good sensitivity, both for the clashing effect And then I believe if we hit the button here, yep. And if you guys have seen some of my reviews, one thing that is big to me is the sound effects, or at least the sound quality. And again, like I mentioned earlier, because that speaker is a little bit more inside there, it has just this little bit more of a booming effect. Kind of like, almost like a little bit more of a bass. Okay, so I put the volume on high real quick just because I want you guys to see the sound effects a little bit more. That way you can tell like the motion of it. That was cool. Oh, that's awesome. That's like a gesture jab. And it already has like that spark effect. That's cool. That's awesome. I haven't tried that out yet. That's sweet. And it does have the motion ignition. So I must have just turned it off right there. So I think if we go forward, a lot more of that, basically that more in-depth feel and the more effects that go through the blade. So I'm going to try that. You'll see the clash, or sorry, like that little flash in different parts of the blade here. So here, there. All right, there we go. Sweet. Ooh, that's a nice color. Oh, that's a nice color change right there. This is a little bit of a nicer method to change your color, just the flashing through, because that small like blending through kind of just takes forever. Also on their website for this one, because you know it is Ahsoka themed, you actually have the option. So of course I just have the one here, but if you do want, you can actually get a pair of them. That way you have two of them. So going into just a few more of the basic specs of this one, it does have obviously a huge color range that you can pick from. It has 27 different sound effects for realistic sabers, or maybe it's characters or iconic music. And as I showed you, it also has the smooth swing movement sounds, the gesture ignitions, other things like swing and stab. That one was really cool. Looking at it a little bit closer, it does have more of that Star Wars Rebels kind of theme going on. They do have an Ahsoka Rebels saber, so if you look at that as comparison, there are a lot of similarities to it. For example, right off the bat, you know, right in the middle we have those diamonds, and at the very bottom, it doesn't have as many in their Rebels version, but it's got the black rings kind of going around the bottom. And then at the very top here, again, we have just kind of the simple end piece here, and then also the golden ring that goes right here. And I would say that, you know, depending on where you are, you know, budget wise, this might be just maybe a little bit more of an easier option. You know, if you're a little bit more tight on money, but you still want something that is very Ahsoka looking, this might be more of a better option for you to pick from. A couple footnotes to let you know after looking at all of it. Right off the bat, again, the packaging was actually very nice. Another footnote or a little plus on my end, you wouldn't even have to tell me that this was designed off of Ahsoka. Like right off the bat, just looking at it, you would say, oh yeah, that's very Ahsoka inspired. And for any of you who have watched some of my videos before, as you know, I really am more of a fan of the slicker, just kind of the slim look. The speaker is located probably like right around here. Again, having it more embedded into the hilt, I believe, just gives a better sound quality. Again, gives a little bit more of a bass. Thanks again to NSabers for sending me this to give me a chance to showcase it to you guys. I really like it. Again, is it exactly like Ahsoka sabers from Rebels? No, but it is kind of a neat alternative. We know when she was a Padawan, her sabers were completely different, but maybe this could have been like maybe a prototype that she had before she got her other sabers in Rebels. So I mean, that's kind of a neat way to look at it. So I'll leave a link specifically to this one and to their other Rebels one. That way you can kind of compare. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this looks very closely to the one that she used in Rebels, at least for the design of it? Let me know in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think. So what I'm actually thinking about doing with this is, because actually I'm going to be going to a show in the next few months, and Ashley Eckstein is actually going to be there. So I thought about maybe having her sign this and then using it for a giveaway. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments.